everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello all. Welcome to ComicsPriceGuide.com.
Presents Tales from the Geek.
I am B the Dova Queen.
I am Bobby, the manager, I guess.
Yeah. Aaron is gone
And
today.
Maddie is out.
And Maddie's out.
So
it's just the B team.
B-roll. What?
Oh, that's so cool. Let's start a dance team. Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing. I would have to cackle the entire time.
We'll be the happiest dance team on the planet.
It would be hilarious. All right.
Okay.
So what do we got?
Okay, news first?
News first. Let's do the news.
Okay, let's just get on in there. Okay. Thor Ragnarok trailer is out, guys. Oh my gosh.
Go see it. It's hysterical. It's very cool.
It looks amazing. It actually broke the record for like the most watched Marvel Disney trailer in 24 hours.
That's pretty impressive.
It beat Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers. That's
I can imagine that.
Crazy.
Yeah. Just the tone is very cool version of Thor.
Yeah.
Very funny. Chris Hemsworth is cackling. You can tell it in his eyes. Just like, I am having so much fun right
Kate
now.
Blanchett. Like,
oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Don't give me, and her antler horns, and then of course everyone knows. Don't get him angry.
Don't get him angry.
Hulk is in this trailer. It's so
oh my gosh,
good.
Watch it. And then Loki looks really cool, which is like weird.
He looks super classic too. Like
does.
he's got the helmet.
He does.
He's got the helmet.
He's got the actual helmet. OG Loki.
The original one. It was great. It was interesting to see him doing that.
It really was.
Yeah, and then
yes, David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson reunite for an X-Files audiobook, which is actually based off of the season 10 comics.
Yeah, I've heard that. The season 10 comics have been getting a lot of good press. This is not tied to that movie or the 6-episode miniseries. These are literally ongoing canon from the original series, so a lot of cool stuff going on there.
Super neat. Love the X-Files. Always down for that.
Yeah.
In other news, Fisher family gives permission for a Carrie Fisher CGI likeness in the new episode 9.
Which is, that's kind of a big deal.
I think so too. I mean, they had a lot of success
with Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know. But her voice, she's just so individual, and I don't know if her likeness can be I don't want to see through it and be like, oh. Yeah, I mean, not buy into the story because I know it's not her.
I think that gives them the chance to really go through episode 8 with the story they were intending, and then get into episode 9 and just have it be a part. She doesn't have to be as large a part, but she can still be in the movie.
Exactly.
And then probably she'll pass on somewhere during that movie.
I'm guessing.
Probably.
I mean, yeah.
We've already lost Han.
I know. All speculation, of course.
Of course. But that's a possibility.
Yes. On a somewhat happier news,
we got some new pictures for the Star Wars Force Fridays.
We do. And this one, I don't know if you guys saw it. Poe is in it. He's got like a brand new helmet, looking really cool, really fly.
And Rey has her lightsaber for like one of the few statues where she's all lightsabery. Now that the movies come out and we knew that she would wield one.
Yes.
That was a big deal.
Very big. And then Finn looks the same.
I mean, you can't. She's just the best.
She's
just the best.
So anyway, there's that. Go and check those pictures out. Those got released for Force Friday 2.
Okay.
Super cool. Moving on, new Ghost in the Shell announced.
Oh, jeez.
We just can't let this one go.
No, we can't. And I'm excited for it. I like it. I watched the new movie. It was an interesting take on the character.
It was.
And I do love the fact that every time you see a Ghost in the Shell movie or series, they're not canonically connected to each other, so they can kind of rework her every single time as they need it for that show. So I'm interested to see where they do this, but at the same time, Cyberpunk's been dead for a long time because Ghost in the Shell is just so good.
I know. We'll see how
but
that
at the
goes.
same time, Kadoshin and IG
are really great.
Yeah, they're really good at what they do.
I do kind of trust them, so maybe they saw this as like an opportunity.
Yeah, to really bring her back now that we've had this. Yeah.
A way that everybody feels like is okay.
Yeah.
So I like that. I could see it working. good luck on that front. John Sim. Oh, if you're a Doctor Who fan, John Sim plays the Master.
Not me.
I am. Sorry. Sorry. I'm a Whovian.
Oh,
but
boy.
if you know who the Master is, you'll know that.
It's a big deal.
That was really off, but that's okay.
she'll get the...
You'll get the reference. But, however, he's coming back.
Oh man.
My gosh, he's coming back. Announced. The new season is coming April 15th. So this week.
Yeah.
So I don't know when he's coming. I don't know if it's going to be tied to Capaldi's exit, but I'm really excited and scared and heartbroken, but excited, and we'll just see how that goes.
And Capaldi's leaving
Capaldi's
soon.
leaving.
Oh man, that's going to be crazy.
I know.
That is going to be really weird.
Insane. But Netflix announced more details on the Defenders.
The new Defenders show, yes. Another TV show we're excited for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's got Jessica Jones,
Luke Cage, Daredevil and Iron Fist. And they're only going to be doing 8 episodes, unlike their normal 13 or even 10 episode series. This is only going to be... I think this is kind of really to push the fact that this is going to be a bit more... I feel it's going to be a bit more action-packed, because we've done a lot of the character building early on.
Exactly.
So I'm expecting more of like... I'm expecting at some point Daredevil and Jessica to throw down and it not to go well for Daredevil.
Oh, but that'd be so much fun to see.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
but
gosh.
yeah, I mean, like, it's been a while since we've had good... superhero fights.
Yeah.
We're not speaking of Civil War. We're not doing that.
No, we're not talking about that.
Civil War.
Today.
Not today. But, yeah, so that'll be interesting. And they're really kind of, I think they're going to push this action-packed aspect of it.
Yeah, well, and super cool, Sigourney Weaver's the baddie.
Oh, my God.
And I'm just like,
I'm really excited
oh my gosh, I'm there. Queen, I love her.
Yeah,
so,
she is pretty fantastic. So.
She is. And that's all we have in news right now. I mean, it's a pretty... packed week.
It's a pretty packed week.
There's a lot of stuff that happened this
came
week.
out and stuff.
But shall we go on to comics?
Yes, I have some really interesting, cool comics this week. So we got from Marvel Weapon X. Part of that X-Men Resurrection series that's coming out. We talked about X-Men Prime a couple weeks ago, and about how I don't know if Maddie brought this up when she was talking about it. One of the scenes in that X-Men Prime involves Lady Deathstrike. And,
I think she did bring it up,
So Lady Deathstrike, we get to see what happens to Lady Deathstrike in here. Wolverine and Sabretooth get out there, and clearly we see Domino, and we see... Oh, now I can never remember his name. But everyone who knows the X-Force knows who these guys, These peeps are. So it's a really good series, and they're all the deadliest of mutants, which is really fun.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Next, for the younger viewers of our channel, and make sure you're talking to your parents before you watch us.
Yes.
We have My Little Pony Legends of Magic. It's really adorable, and it's kind of tied into the background of My Little Pony, but it's really tied to the TV show. The first story involves how did what started Luna on the path to becoming Nightmare Moon, and how it's partially Celestia's fault, and their old teacher, and then a bunch of history really for all of Equestria and stuff like
cool.
that.
I love that, like little Cleopatra pony.
Cleopatra Pony and Cleopatra Pony and Jason the Great, and we actually meet this character in this comic, so it's a lot of fun. And then other choices, a lot of fun things there.
Awesome, my niece would love that.
Yeah,
she's super into My Little Pony.
It's really cute. So I don't even watch all that much My Little Pony, really, like any at all. I don't, but it's really cute. Really cute.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have Rose.
This looks so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Came from Image, so it's generally high quality. Image does good stuff every time, in my opinion.
Gosh.
Very classic fantasy feel to it.
Yeah.
Young orphan, except for not really, but maybe she is. We're not quite sure. But she's taken in. There's an evil queen, and there's literally a question of why does she do this? And the answer is sometimes evil doesn't need a reason. reason. Sometimes evil
it's
just is.
It's evil.
And I'm all like, yes! Old school fantasy choices.
Let's do it.
Everyone is just, sometimes the bad guys are just bad. Which is
that's
okay.
all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. And it's
No
really
origin
good.
story.
Lots of dark cat, like the big cats are a big part of the magic users. It's very interesting. A lot of cool to it. But
Oh, that looks so neat.
we are going to move on to what is my absolute favorite title this week. And issue 2 of Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys came out.
Yes, I heard about that.
I really enjoyed
like
issue
it?
2. I loved the first issue. I like issue 2. This is, however, my favorite thing, God Shaper. I'm just going to open this up to a random page. Don't read anything. Look at that.
Whoa!
It's just beautiful.
That's just gorgeous.
The art is just a very classical look. The world they build is very interesting because in 1958, technology doesn't work anymore. It just stops working.
Just out of nowhere.
All electricity, most forms of like classic gas ignition, things like that, just stop working. What they get, however, is personal gods. So each person gets a god, and the god's kind of like a bodyguard, and all of currency, all of the economy is based on belief and worship, and how big your god is how much worship they get, and how much worship they get is wealth. It's really cool.
That's crazy.
And the main character is what's called a god shaper, because he doesn't actually have a god, but he does have the ability to morph gods and reskin them, give them new powers and things like that. It's his only ability, so he's looked down upon because he can't own anything. He doesn't have worship. He doesn't have
no belief.
He's got no belief, no god. But he is necessary, so he kind of lives in this outcast, some underclass era to it. It's really interesting, and it's that kind of 1950s apocalyptic. It's this weird
like
look,
Fallout, or
kind of like Fallout, but not like. It's a lot more like together than Fallout is. Fallout's just like a wasteland.
Yeah,
the wasteland.
The wasteland, yes.
Whereas this is more like, well, the world ended in the 1950s, but we're gonna rebuild a different thing, but it's still got a lot of 1950s feel. It's got that sort of aesthetic to it. Just pick it up, you will fall in love with them. It's super, super good.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm really
I'd
down.
have to pick that up.
Yeah.
Myself.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
well,
that is the end of what I've got this week.
Yeah, I think that's it. No more news, no more comics.
All right.
Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to send this over to our friends at Shivs and Giggles.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Peace.
So today we're at RaiderCon and we're doing a workshop showing a little bit about special effects makeup. So we're going to be having some volunteers, aka people that we are not forcing, to do some special effects makeup. So we're going to be demoing a bruise, and then we're also going to be doing a cut. So watch how we do bruises. Or it's also like putty molding wax. My little bruise wheel. This is just another little yellow one. I like to use this one a lot because this is what I'll use for aging bruises. And then a little bit of blush, because some of the things that you'll notice with like a dry color versus the oil-based paints is it kind of sits at different levels. So you can actually create a little bit more depth within your bruising or your cuts and everything like that if you add a little bit of dry powder on the outside. Things to be careful with when you're doing that is when you're using coagulated blood, the way that it'll react with the different ones, it can cause it to not dry or not settle and things like that. So you get to contour it or mess with that a little bit. Some of the little things that I also like to mess with whenever I'm doing this is a toothpick. It allows me to get little fine definitions. This helps me apply blood. And then this is for bruising. You'll kind of see me using the stippling pad. And then just makeup brushes or pads. This is for contouring.
That's a sponge, honey.
Shh. She's just a critic. You can also, I almost hit you. I'm so sorry. Just kidding. Here, let's be great. Okay. So one of the things that you want to do is, there's kind of a couple different techniques. You know, we're talking about layering. So what do you want your base color to be? Also, one of the things generally the lighter colors first, and then the dark colors last. So I'm going to start with putting a nice little bit of blush just around where you want it to go. Just a little. So I've got my shape. It almost looks like you got bit by something. Yeah, that's interesting. Wonder what it could have been. There's a lot of people here. I saw Godzilla outside. Definitely could have been Godzilla. Okay, predominant colors that you're going to see in a bruise are going to be that kind of red-purple. So I'm going to go ahead and then put in some red. And you never quite see them right necessarily on top of each other. It's weird. Bruises will tend to do like little rings. So usually you'll have like your bright red in the middle or like a more muted purple on the outside of it. So guess what that means I'm going to do next. I'm going to put some purple on the outside of it. And I don't want it to be quite symmetric because who bruises like that, especially when they're bit by Godzilla, right? Okay, so now a little bit of brown, I'm going to add that in. That mixed with the red kind of gives it more of that deep red rather than a bright red. And again, not super even. There's always going to be a difference in the colors. So this is a more fresh bruise right now, what we're seeing. So mixing. And usually the other thing that you'll notice too is if there's any kind of swelling, you're going to have like a highlight point. So if you could do that by kind of leaving the middle of the dark spot pretty light. So see how I've got a lot of dark tones here, a lot of dark tones here, and I'm leaving this highlighted section. And that implies that there's some kind of swelling because it's getting the light on it. Who hit you? Okay, so the next thing that you want to do is if you want to add a little bit of age to it, so again, fresher bruise, a lot of reds, purples, a little bit of browns and everything mixed in. When you're aging a bruise, you really want to kind of focus on the greens and the yellows. You guys know what I'm talking about, like the nasty, like you got your wisdom teeth pulled out, you have chipmunk teeth for a week, and then you have yellow on your face. So go ahead and take a little stippling brush and get some color on there. And you go around the outside of it. You don't want to go in the middle of the bruise because you'll see it whenever you have it. The outside is what kind of turns the light colors first. Didn't want to make sure it got too much on there because that looks bad. I just put like a giant green blob. This is looking a little gnarly. Should have seen a doctor about this. Alright, then the last is going to be that yellow. So this is that nice mustard color. And this is going to go kind of on the outside. I did have that highlight here, so I'm going to use that as a highlight as well. Okay, so now you can still see that there's a little bit of that stippling pattern. I'll take my finger and I'll pat on it. And it helps kind of set it in a little bit. And you get a nice pretty bruise. Hi. So we're done. We finished up at ReaderCon. Mm-hmm. We did a nice little cute workshop and did some makeup, you know. And then we got to judge people.
We judged the cosplay competition.
We judged people.
Which was really fun. I really enjoyed seeing what high schoolers were into because I don't know any of that stuff.
I really enjoyed tearing people apart and telling them what looked good and what did not.
That's a lie. She was nice. It
was pretty
weird.
Nice. I was like the nice judge on American Idol.
Simon Cowell.
He's the nice one. I like him. But yeah, we did that, and then we got to tell them what they won,
mm-hmm.
and we got to tell them who won, and then I continued to judge them.
Yeah, so
We're the real winners. The children are the real winners, and one adults.
yeah, so RaiderCon, for being just like a high school convention, it was really well put together. Really, thank you to them for having us, and we had a lot of fun.
Peace!
Shivs out!